Hello again, everyone. I just noticed in the news a few days ago that respected Supreme Leader Kim Jong-un climbed Mt Paektu. And Mt Paektu is a mountain sacred to the Korean people. It's right up on the northern part of the border. Here's a map to show you where it's at. I've circled Mt Paektu in blue. And the border actually runs right through the mountain, so half of it is on the Chinese side. I'll talk more about the mountain later, maybe make another video just on the mountain and tell you what it's all about. But here we have the respected Kim Jong-un climbing the mountain, and he seems to do this once a year in the winter time. I think he's gone up there in the summer maybe a couple times, but he's always up there in the winter on the sacred mountain of Mt Paektu. Now, before you go jumping to conclusions about, what is all this about a sacred mountain, every culture within walking distance of a mountains has a sacred mountain. I mean, I don't know why that is, it just is. Here's a picture of Mount Sinai, the Jews back in the Old Testament. This is where Moses schlepped all the way up to get the 10 Commandments and then promptly broke them, but that's another story. He broke all 10, but that's another story. The ancient Greeks had Mount Olympus. That's where Zeus and his posse hung out, all the way up there on the top. The Japanese revere Mount Fuji. I have no idea why. I haven't looked into it. I don't have much interest in it. And not far from where I live, maybe 20 miles from where I'm at right now in Arizona, we have the Superstition Mountains. And the Pimas, the local Pima Indian people, they revere that as a holy mountain. In fact, that's where all the Pima people came from, because a guy like Noah, their version of Noah, landed on the top of the mountain, and he had like this thing that looked a lot like an ark with his family and all the animals. And that's how the Pima people came about, but right up there on the Superstition Mountains. So, and even Americans, Americans have their sacred mountain. Here's Mount Rushmore. I mean, they chiseled the faces of dead presidents on the side of the mountain. I mean, here we've got Washington, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Teddy Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. And Washington and Jefferson, they owned slaves. Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves. And then Roosevelt, Theodore Roosevelt, the guy that's in the corner right there peeking out, he got himself a nice shiny new Nobel Peace Prize because in 1905, he gave the entire nation of Korea to the Japanese. Lock, stock, and barrel on a silver platter. That's a story for another video. So anyway, everybody has a secret mountain, and Koreans are no exception. And around the mountain of Mt Paektu, that's where Kim Il-sung, the eternal president, Kim Il-sung, that's where he conducted guerrilla operations against the Japanese during the occupation. And he had a guerrilla band, and they fought the Japanese. Here's a family portrait of Kim Il-sung, Kim Jong-suk, and Kim Jong-il, the baby, by the secret camp. That's where their little camp was, the log cabin. They still have that today. Here's a picture of them fighting off the Japanese. Kim Jong-suk, she's holding the baby, Kim Jong-il in one arm, and she's fighting the Japanese with her machine pistol. I mean, how can you not love a woman who can do that, right? And then here's another picture of Kim Jong-suk protecting Kim Il-sung with her machine pistol. And I'll tell you, just between you and me, there's nothing that gets my Second Amendment juices flowing faster and quicker than seeing a pretty woman with a machine pistol who knows how to use it, right? And then here's another picture of the secret camp by Mt Paektu. This is in the winter time, a very pretty scene. And then a picture of the secret camp in the summertime. So here's a picture of Kim Jong-il who is on horseback around the mountain. And in the back, that's a picture of Mt Paektu. And so anyway, getting back to Kim Jong-un, here he goes up on the mountain, and it's in the dead of winter. And, you know, it looks like he's having a good time, but it looks cold. I mean, he's up there. But this year, unlike previous years, this year it was nice. The weather was, you know, the skies were blue. I could see a long ways, all the snow all over the place on the surrounding peaks. It must have, you know, it looks pretty spectacular. I think it was last year that Kim Jong-un went up there and hung out with a bunch of soldiers, which is kind of interesting. Then it was a little on the harsh side. You know, the wind was blowing and the snow was spitting up. And, but, you know, it did nothing to dampen anybody's spirits. Everybody seemed happy. And he's hanging out there with the soldiers. And if I remember correctly, all these soldiers were members of a elite fighting combat troops for mountains, mountain brigade, or whatever they call those. But they're trained to fight in mountain. So this is nothing to these guys in the snow. I mean, this is their natural environment. But, you know, here he's hanging out with these soldiers, and everybody looks pretty motivated. Here's a picture I really like. Can you spot the Supreme Leader? And there he is. I put the arrow on him. But he's like with all these soldiers, and he's sitting in the snow. And so, yeah, he goes up there once a year. And me, no, I'm an Arizona boy. You know, I got to have my heat. I'm going up there, and yeah, you'd have a tough time getting me up there on that mountain in that snow. I mean, I'd probably be good. I don't know. I don't think I'd like it. You know, I'd have to have probably my electric socks and my electric mittens. Probably got to have my electric shorts. I sure have to have a bottle of Jack Daniels in my pocket. You know. But there's Marshall Kim up there. Look at him. You know, he's up there. Here's a picture of his gold. Gold, this ain't gold. Going, no. But, this last trip, I believe when Marshall Kim is talking about building a hotel up there to attract more tourists to the sacred mountain. And yeah, I mean, I'd probably go, you know, hang out at the hotel. But, you know, I don't know if I'd schlep all the way up to the mountain or not. I might. I doubt it. Probably stay close to the fireplace. And I'll probably let you all go up there, and you can bring me back a souvenir snowball. Okay, so that's all I got to say about that. I just wanted to kind of note Kim Jong-un going up on the mountain, and you know, we'll see what he does next year. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.